Next, what happened at Tynecastle today? Two teams going head-to-head in the Scottish Cup for the second successive season.
Hearts versus St Johnstone.
Well, St Johnstone returned to the scene of a Scottish Cup success last season. They beat Hearts for the first time in the competition, thanks to a Peter MacDonald goal. Hearts have had trouble with Saints this term, losing both here and in Perth, as they seek a change of fortune this afternoon. Hearts fielded arguably a shadow side in the last round against Auchinleck. Today, no such look about Hearts. Three changes from the side that lost to Inverness last time out, though. Marion Kello has a back injury. He's replaced by Jamie MacDonald. John Sutton has travelled to the Central Coast Mariners to start a new career there, while Darren Barr has less further to travel as he heads on to the bench. In come David Templeton, and Marius Zaliukas is back from suspension. St Johnstone lost to Motherwell last weekend, just one change by Steve Lomas. There's no Marcus Haver today. David Robertson, who started just one of the last six, returns to the starting lineup today. Already Scatchell is Hearts' top goal scorer. He hasn't scored in this competition since he scored at Hampden Park in the final that ended 1 each against Gretna. Hearts winning the trophy on penalty kicks. Francisco Sandaza has been rattling the goals in for St Johnstone. A transfer target for Rangers, but he remains with the Perth club. Our referee this afternoon is Craig Thompson. He'll be heading to Euro 2012, but he'll concern himself this afternoon with Hearts and St Johnstone. Templeton is out to McCracken and all the way back on to Peter Enkelman. Paulo Sergio been talking this week about seeking assurances about the way the club's going to go next term. I would have thought he'd have to worry about this term. The ball forward onto Sandaza, no one in the box for Saints. Sandaza holds up. Easy clearance, but not a good one. Comes on to Murray Davidson, who fancied his chances. He was knocked down by Jamie MacDonald. Sandaza needs more support. It came eventually. He did try the cross. Murray Davidson gathered 2 Scottish Cup goals in his career. Comes down to the feet of Croft. Croft passes it forward. Just too far in advance of David Robertson. Nice lively start to the game. Good tempo to the match. Jamie Hamill wants movement. Saints who won here by 2-1 in December. Watches Templeton, comes forward, opens up and scores! What a great individual goal for David Templeton, who scores for the first time in the Scottish Cup as a Hearts player. He feigned to go to the far post, dragged it to the near post. Hearts ahead after 10 minutes. Well, it was a nonchalant build-up, the ball inside by McGowan. Templeton looked to open up, but he snuck it in. There was a gap at the post. It's a fine strike off the right foot, dragged his foot across the ball. Enough power in it. Oh, what a great goal for David Templeton, and Hearts take the lead against St Johnstone for the first time this season. Anderson, Morris, Robinson very quickly after the central defender. Sandaza, good control, brings it down. Lovely touch with the left foot, then with the right, out wide onto Croft. Croft back across, it's a great block from Andy Webster. David Robertson, it was sliding in. Sandaza, lovely little roll with the left foot to send it out wide onto Croft. That's a good clearance away by Andy Webster. There's a familiar face around Tynecastle way. Former Hearts manager, Shava Laszlo, still lives in Edinburgh. Craig inside onto Sandaza. Robertson's made a run on the outside. Robertson clips it back. Sandaza with a chance, swept over it. Morovic wants his goalkeeper to come. We'll just leave the ball alone. Jamie MacDonald thought it was bouncing out. Well, it was a swinging Sandaza here. He set Robertson up, and then the swipe. You go with one leg, it hits off the other. Craig sends it down the line, it wasn't out. Liam Craig looks up, Sandaza with a slide, Zaliukas. That was calm. It might not be in the defending handbook 101, but it was flicked up and he thought, yep, that'll do. Robinson, that was clever, down onto Black. Templeton wants it played to him. Wanted it down the channel, but he has it wide, cutting inside. The shimmy. Templeton plays it across, chance for Hearts. Robinson simply scooped the ball up into the arms of Peter Enkelman. Well, David Templeton been taking up good position and then decided to cut inside. Anderson with a touch, knocks it out of play. And it's taken until stoppage time for Hearts to get the first corner of the match. Ian Black gets set. Right for the right swinger, Zaliukas was up, couldn't get on the end of it, and the half-time whistle goes. It's been a 45 minutes that's been enlightened by the play of David Templeton with a goal after 10 minutes. Lovely individual strike from David Templeton, fooling Peter Enkelman at his post. Hearts last scored in a Scottish Cup tie and lost back in 2005. They have the advantage here so far this afternoon. Half-time scoreline from Tynecastle. Hearts 1, St Johnstone 0. So second half substitution. David Robertson is withdrawn, the Scottish Cup winner from 2010. And Killian Sheridan scored twice against Hearts in Perth earlier this season. Gets the call to action. 2006, the last time St Johnstone lost away in the Scottish Cup. Unbeaten in the last 8 away Scottish Cup matches. They've won 7 and they drew at Brecon last season. Enkelman as far as McGowan. Picked up by Morovic. And he's going the wrong way. He gets the ball back onto Jimmy McDonald. Anderson and Elliott both pushing and tugging. Davidson with the slide onto Callum Davidson. Played it through onto Killian Sheridan. Clipped across, the perfect start almost at the start of the second half. But Francisco Sandaza wastes the chance. Craig plays it through. Well, his head in his hands, and you're not surprised why. It seemed to be the perfect change. Sheridan brilliantly inside Hamill, clipped it across, he looked certain to score when he hit the crossbar. Francisco Sandaza, top goal scorer this season. Should have had St Johnstone on level terms. Andy Webster heads the ball away, back onto Liam Craig. Craig tries the shot, knocked away by Jamie McDonald. It was a hard one to take, fell at a difficult height for the keeper. Scored in last season's competition against Partick Thistle. Trying one from range there. As the ball gets played in, there's a shout for handball. The referee said no. He was in a good position. Hearts players not making too much of it. Well, it would have fallen in the extremely harsh category. It's on to Anderson. On the angle, onside is Croft. Croft cuts the ball back, Sandaza for the second time with a swipe. Here's Murray Davidson. Davidson driving on. Ryan McGowan going in there. He'll concede the corner. Well, you want chances to the fall, the way of the main striker. And another one comes the way of Francisco Sandaza. He's scored in 5 of his last 6 appearances. But at the moment, fresh air seems to be his problem. There's no chance for him to get on the end of that corner. Scatchell. Was he bowled over? Yes, he was. And Dave Mackay has talked his way into the book. He'll get a yellow card from referee Craig Thompson. Paul Lennon watching on. He'll bring his side to Tynecastle on Wednesday evening. An important SPL match. The ball headed up, away by Anderson. Then on to Rudy Scatchell, thought about the shot. Laid it into Templeton. Elliott in the middle, just drives it across. Arguably Hearts' best play of the second half. The header came from Anderson. Rudy Scatchell brought it down. Dummied the shot. Cracked across goal, but no takers. Templeton was caught play on. Oh, the referee gave the decision against Dave Mackay, and Dave Mackay is going off. It's a yellow card and red for Dave Mackay. High feet. And a man who scored a penalty in a win here in December has contrasting emotions. Dave Mackay is red carded. Well, he'll feel hard done by, but the foot was up. And St Johnstone have a man sent off for the first time this season. Sandaza will get that from Sheridan. A chance for 1-1. Didn't get it away cleanly at all. Well, they've linked up well in this second half, but it's been a day. Sandaza has been able to find the strikes that's been required. Doesn't work as planned for Hearts. Sandaza plays it through. Killian Sheridan's onside. He's glanced at the far side. Knew he was on and finishes in style. 10 men St Johnstone are back in the Scottish Cup tie. The goal scorer, Killian Sheridan. Well, Hearts had the free kick. They gave the ball away, and boy did St Johnstone make them pay. The pass from Sandaza. Sheridan glanced across, realised he was onside, outpaced Zaliukas, and Jamie McDonald. They didn't give much of a goal to hit, but it was just enough. And Killian Sheridan turns this tie on its head. St Johnstone are level, 1-1. It's a finish that was hard to argue with, and Steve Lomas is delighted. There's a chance here for Lee Croft. Croft has Sandaza. Sandaza against Andy Webster. Sandaza steps inside, curls it across. Could be a chance here for Croft. And what a chance it was. He just couldn't pick up the ball. Hearts defender was in his way. He just couldn't check the flight as he wanted. It was Zaliukas that was there. Well, you're a goal ahead with a bonus of 10 men. You know you should see out a tie. McGowan on to Templeton. McGowan, Sheridan is struggling. He's holding him back. McGowan going into the box, cuts it back. Turned away well by Callum Davidson. Here comes Ian Black, moving the ball through onto Templeton. Templeton with a chance. He has given his all this afternoon. Callum Davidson played it away. Hearts then gathered. Templeton drove into the box, got the shot away. Just couldn't get enough to get it across the goalkeeper. Final few seconds, McGowan. Sheridan's dropped back into defence, and it runs over the foot of Andy Driver. Well, St Johnstone's away record in the Scottish Cup is impressive. This would be 9 on the bounce away from home without defeat. A record stretching back to 2006. Forward it goes. McCracken sends it away. It's Hearts' first home draw of the season. They led by 1-0. St Johnstone then had Dave Mackay sent off with 70 minutes to play. And Killian Sheridan, after 77 minutes, did enough. The two managers shake hands. And these teams will do it all over again thanks to Killian Sheridan's 77th minute goal, replying to David Templeton's 10th minute strike. A decent Scottish Cup tie at Tynecastle. They'll do it all over again. It finishes here. Hearts 1, St Johnstone 1.
I'm not pleased with the game we did. Even the first half, I believe we can do better. We did it well some periods of the game, but next period not so well. So not very pleased with the general performance.
I thought my boys thoroughly deserved at the very least a draw, I think, and chances created second half. We probably should have been out of sight.
That is disappointing, especially being 1-0 up, and I think we had to try and hold on to that and try and get another goal, and I think that would have killed the game off.
We all do mistakes. I think it's a mistake because it's a clear penalty with a unnatural position of the harm, so I think it's clear.
Well, I can't praise my boys high enough today. They were truly, we asked for them at half-time to give us a response, and they give us that in spades.
I get the feeling only positive you're taking out today is that Hearts are still in the Scottish Cup. Just nothing pleased you at all?
To be honest, nothing pleased me today.
Paolo, thank you.